on the scene. I hear you whispering about the places that you've been and how you don't know how to keep your business clean. Mommy don't know daddy's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy. He's sat back while she's dropping it. She be popping it. Yeah, she put it down slowly. Oh, he left his kids at home so he could get that. Mommy don't know daddy's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy. Ooh. Excellent condition on the YouTubes. Now I'll do a quick mic check. 1 2 1 2. YouTubes. Now I'll do a quick mic check. 1 2 1 2. Brilliant. All right. Well, this is good to go. I should reorganize some bits and pieces. Maybe also reorganize what you can see. Maybe put you further over there. I think that's the right spot. I don't know. All right. It is very hot here in Australia, so don't mind me. Daddy, if you want it, drop. I lost my thing. Oh, okay, let's go. Oh, all right. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, Divine Mother, thank you for being here and now. Thank you for calling in everybody that these messages are for. Thank you for calling in the people that need to hear these messages. Thank you for keeping this space safe, accessible for all, public, online, available for free. All that's required to keep in contact is a subscription. And so, thank you very much to everybody who comes through, says hello, sits around, gets a reading at the end. You know, all the things that we do here. Thank you to you, especially, for making this space what it is. Without you appearing as you do, then this space wouldn't be what it is. So, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. All right, we are starting with the Cardinal message today. So hello everyone coming through. I don't know if I'm missing any chats, but hello everyone coming through. Hope you're having a good day. Happy Wednesday, or my Monday. It is the 13th of the 11th, or for my American viewers, the 11th of the 13th. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. The 11th month and the 13th day. I don't know. It's the 13th day of the 11th month. It's just how we say it here. What can be relevant to the Cardinals? I feel like a relevant message for everybody is make sure that you're looking after yourself. Make sure that you're taking time to restore, regenerate, recuperate, refill all of your stocks and stores of energy, and ultimately making sure that you're looking after yourself. This experience is a shared experience, and the more we do to look after ourselves, the better the shared experience is. I literally don't know where I put a notepad thing, but anyway. I have dawdled now for 3 minutes 47, which is usually my allotted time, so I'll get on with it. I'm gonna light one of my incenses, one that broke. It's a backflow. That doesn't really work that well when you don't pack it properly. So I sort of understand why you're supposed to use the little brass bit and piece, but yeah. This incense that I'm lighting here is for protection, self-love, self-knowledge, self-awareness, clarity, but mostly protection. with rose and rosemary and eucalyptus inside that one. So I wish you could smell it. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay. Beautiful. G'day, Jane. Fingers crossed I'm coming through nice and clearly. And then, yeah, that is my dawdle session for the beginning of the reading. So now I might as well jump into it, right? So I will light this candle up for Kundalini healing. This is my Metatron lamp. I just wanted it in front of me. Borrow fire from that one and place it inside here. This fire is huge. I think it's too hot here. Even though it's overcast in Melbourne at the moment, it seems to be too hot. Borrow flame from you. Okay, I feel like now I'm getting to the 5-minute mark, well beyond it. All right, let's do this, Cardinals. Hope you've been well. Hope you've been good. Today we're going to use the Mike Orion's Animal Tarot deck. So, for those of you keeping score, let's go. Good. Good. I've got incense going. I don't need to light another one just yet. I don't need my sunnies right now. They don't even need to be here. Goodness gracious. All right, 6 minutes 37 to start. Here we go. All right. The highest good of the collective, for the highest good of all who connect with this message. Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, Raphael, Metatron, Gabriel, be present here and now and allow me to receive messages for the highest good of the collective, messages of action, initiative, leadership, and vision. For the Aries, influence, spark, initiator, bold. For the Cancer, influence, nurturing, sensitivity, protection. For Libra, influence, harmony, diplomacy, and charm. Capricorn, determination and practicality. This feels like it's going to be a real quick day for the energy. So, very first thing I want to say, first thing I saw really was the Fool. So the energy inside of the Fool is new beginnings. I think that's really apt for the cardinal message, considering it's all about action and initiative and leadership and vision. So yeah, ultimately at the center of this reading so far, I'm sensing that something new is happening. Something new is about to come through for the collective, everybody that is involved in the collective. And then the next card that I see literally is the next card in the major and minor, in the major arcana. It's the Magician. So you're about to start something, and the way that you're bringing your creativity and intellect to it is going to look like magic to the outside world. Whoever this message is for today, I know that I'm saying it's for Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, but whoever this message is for specifically, thank you very much for the work that you're doing inside of the collective experience. It's really helping us, the rest of the collective, move in the energy that we're supposed to be in, and giving us the opportunity to develop up to the level that you're arriving at inside of the collective. So for all the work that you're doing, Cardinals, thank you. And for all the work that everybody else is doing, thank you as well. We're all somewhat noticing what's going on, I think. And so, yeah. I'm definitely getting the sense with the Fool and the Magician that there's been a journey. There's been a journey of deep diving. There's been a journey of self-judgment, self-love, self-realization, self-actualization. There's been this moment of translation, I want to say. where your experience has begun to reflect what you're feeling and thinking inside of your mind, inside of your body, inside of your spirit. So really, ultimately, you're coming to an experience where you're starting to develop your thoughts in a way that's more conducive with the reality you want to exist in. You're not so much getting held up on things that give you, I don't know, fear, anxiety, and doubt. I'm getting the sense that you're literally going through, I don't know, maybe, yeah. Just with those two cards, you're going through an experience of, I don't know, it's like you're choosing something. Maybe you have set a goal. I don't know. You're moving in a different direction. Thank you, Spirit. You're moving in a direction that's in alignment with your purpose here, with the 10 of coins coming out in your career and wisdom position. 10 of Pentacles really talks to a completion. It talks to prosperity, fulfillment, good fortune, good times, good vibes. All of this. So I don't know if you've got into a place in your career or if you've got into a place inside of inside of your heart, really. We've just been able to dig deep with your emotions, because I recognize that on this card there is a whale. You've been able to arrive at something that has brought you I don't know, quick energy. It's like energy that moves. It's like energy. It's like both divine feminine energy, because it's sort of like reserved, waiting, coming to the culmination of something big, a completion. Comes on the back of you starting something new, Cardinal. So it may even be the energy of you seeing something all the way through, from the planning to the completion process. That's the energy that I'm getting, because you basically saw this vision. You saw this vision with the Fool card. You saw the vision. Sorry. You saw the vision with the Fool card. You started making way towards it. You used your creativity and intellect. You started looking like a magician, maybe even to yourself on the inside. After that, whatever you were working on, whatever you were working towards, it started bringing you success. It started bringing you abundance. And now I don't know if you're going to work all the way towards that 10 of Pentacles abundance, but that's the feeling that you're going to have. It's definitely going to be sort of like a Virgo type of energy, very much like stable, secure. It's the energy of holding on. I don't know, that's really fixed, but it's the mutable energy of Virgo, where it's like you've seen the beginning, you've seen the end, and now you know what you want to hold on to. You know what adaptations you can take from the Cardinals, no, from Virgo mutables, to be able to work better inside of your experience. And I think something interesting that I've noticed with the astrological way that it works, I don't know if this is just a newbie thing to be recognizing, but the way that the wheel of the year works, it sort of starts in Pisces. I don't know why Aries is number 1, but it starts in Pisces, which is really a mutable thing. If not starting in Capricorn, actually, by the 22nd of January, it goes to Pisces. But anyway, the beginning of the year is weird. Let me have a look at chat quickly, just to make sure that there's no spam, because I don't tolerate spam whatsoever. And I will just hide because I think it's rude. And that's just my opinion. If you don't like it, scroll. But yeah, I don't really appreciate being spammed on. I feel like I'm being harassed. I feel like I'm being bothered. I feel like energetically I'm being siphoned from, because obviously your needs are more important than my presentation. And yeah, that's okay. That's fine. And if I don't give you attention in the time frame that you require, then I'm probably not for you. But yeah, anyway, I will now say hello to chat. So g'day, Rachel. How you doing, girlfriend? Sorry that I didn't see that sooner, but yeah, I was sort of seeing like flickering on the right hand side of my eyes, and I was like, what is going on? Gosh, if I was sitting in a chat and that was happening, I'd be annoyed by that. Like, ugh, yuck. Okay, anyway, I feel like you're not really. You've done this emotional deep dive. I mean, it can be just strictly an earth experience. You have been willing to start what is exciting for you. You have been willing to do what is exciting for you. You've been willing to assert yourself in a way that is energetically balanced for you. And that resourcefulness really comes through with these two cards pairing off in your eastern side of your reading. So I will go on. In your love and passions part of your reading, Cardinals. So again, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. I just want to say, when the Knight of Wands appears, sort of Sagittarius energy, the way that I read this, your passions, your ability to face your fears and your ability to find the adventure that you're looking for, this is what's going to continue moving yourself forward. Aries, literally, cardinal energy, you know what you want. You know how to sort of funnel your desires into a sort of interest funnel, and you know how to arrive at it. You can be productive with your initiative. You can be productive in terms of obtaining the dreams that you want very, very quickly. I guess in the here and now, all that I want to say to you, a big part of leadership is sustaining consistency. It's showing up for your collective at the time that you say you will. It's showing up in the way that you say you will. I guess I'm no one to talk really when I guess this reading could be for me. Maybe I'll find out later on. When I come not prepared and then I'm 1.5 minutes over my own preference of, do you know what I mean? Like, so when you make a commitment to reality, the universe does watch. The universe watches what you're doing, watches how you're coming to the table, watches your preparedness. The universe is literally watching everything that you do so that then it can be giving you everything that you're showing up in alignment for, right? The universe won't present to you the things that you're not energetically aligned with or moving towards. And so, when you're able to maintain Knight of Wand energy, just really cardinals shifting their perspective into, okay, what can I do to sustain? I know that might be a sort of fixed or mutable way of moving into the reality. I know that that might be a little bit of a hard message, but I'm sure you cardinals have a mix of fixed, mutable, and your own house within your reading. Whatever reason you're participating with this reading here today, I just want to say, have a look at your chart, find an astrologist. I'm still on the hunt for one, by the way. I want to hang out with people that actually have an understanding of that big circle with all of these lines through it. It looks really cool to me, but I have no idea what's going on. Getting a sort of understanding by trying to tackle different, I'm trying to tackle astrology one bite at a time by taking big key umbrella terms and then going into the deeper ones from there. But anyway, when I'm talking about cardinals, let's stay focused on the vision. So I will say Libra energy coming through here. By the time we get to the third quadrant on the outside, maybe even that's where we're at here and now, even though this card specifically would make the fourth, but anyway. Libra energy with this. So wherever you're going to be harmonizing inside of your willpower and emotion, whatever you're actually going to be bringing, I don't know. Are you trying to recruit something to your life? Are you using charm? Are you using justice, balance? How are you moving forward inside the experience so that you can be achieving it? What does that mean for me? How can I bring an example to that, Spirit? Okay. The only example that comes to my mind is an Easter egg. Okay. So this is cardinals. This is you being aware of trends and moving on them very quickly. This is you being like at the tip of the sword, knowing exactly what direction to move in and why you're moving it. It's the group 7. It's the HOE. It's the whole... You recognize that YouTube is moving in different ways. Maybe you recognized that there are now 3 algorithms to play in and advertise yourself. And now there's even more and more features coming out that allow you to interact with the YouTube algorithm different ways. If you've been paying attention to the Sunday or the Monday where you get hypes unlocked for you, then you may be choosing to release videos on those days. This is again, you using all of the experiences that are coming inside of your reality, literally maintaining all of the energy that you're currently presented with and moving forward in a way that will give you the most opportunity, give you the most success. It's almost like you priming yourself. And so if you're able to go back into your own experience and decide for yourself, what is it that I'm trying to achieve here? Then you can start looking at the metrics. You can start looking at the way that reality is presenting itself for you. You can start playing a game a little bit differently. When you actually do bring your attention, your awareness to the way that things are changing within your reality, this is even where you start moving into different things like crypto, or you start moving into different ways of investing your finances, investing your time, really, because ultimately, really, my friend Tash on the other side of the world, she keeps saying, like, we have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we choose to use them is up to us. Ultimately, nobody's going to be there to pat you on the back or tell you, no, you're not doing a good enough job. You really ultimately have to get there on your own time. You have to be willing to move through things that are a little bit difficult. You have to be willing to see. You have to be willing to see what is on offer for you. You have to be willing to own your space within reality. You have to move towards the things that attract you, because you know that those things are always going to be sustained by you. You have this never-ending sense of energy, Cardinals. You've got the ability to see, oh, no, this is no longer working for me. I'm going to lead myself in a different direction. And so when you give yourself that full experience, when you give yourself that opportunity to really honor, what is it that I want in my reality? What is it that I want to experience in the here and now? Why am I trying to experience this in the here and now? Bringing back conscious awareness, allowing subconscious processes to not be so important, so that then you can experience, oh my gosh, what am I even talking about? So that you can experience everything in the here and now. You're pulling back your power from subconscious to conscious. This is as if, look, honestly, the image that's coming into my head is really backwards. It's like if we go backwards in time, right? We go backwards in time in our mind and we see supermarkets where you actually spoke to people. Right now, we've got this era of convenience where things are supposedly more convenient for you to interact with and experience. But ultimately, that whole experience has changed. What on earth am I talking about here and now? That was like literally so a tangent. Anyway, once you're able to recognize patterns inside of your experience, once you're able to recognize even what you're desiring out of the reality that you're living in, you can do the shadow work. You can honor yourself if that's what you're needing to do. You can give yourself the validation that you might be looking for on the outside. You can actually choose to be the best version of yourself all the time and not worry about people who appear in the wrong energy, not worry about people who appear even to confuse, divide, misalign. Like, miscommunication is becoming something now that you can choose to walk away from or stay existing within, with the Lovers card coming out in the reflection and the mirror possession. Friggin' motorcycle. Is that a confirmation? I don't know. I'll say really quickly, g'day Sherry, g'day Empress. Jump back to the beginning of the reading. It's about 6 minutes in. That's the first card. The first card was the Fool. This reading here today is for Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Anywhere in your chart, it is a timeless reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Use your discernment. Everybody that I assume I speak to is an adult here. I don't intend to adult anybody else's child, so if you've got that kind of presentation, don't stress about hanging out here too much. I already know that the content here will challenge you far beyond your comfort, so feel free to scroll on if I'm not for you. I definitely know that there are plenty of other screens that you could be staring at instead of mine. So for all those that are resonating though, chill to have you, and yeah, let's go on. I'll catch everybody, Rachel, Sherry, Empress, and I forget the name that was up above at the end of the reading. The lovers, 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 lovers. You don't treat me no good no more. Love, relationships, choices, harmony, cooperation. This is really what I feel like you're putting out into the universe in terms of energy. A little bit of a reference to Minecraft, but kelp farming is a good way to get bone meal. And so it's like, I know that you're balancing your feminine, your masculine, and you're giving yourself the opportunity to just be yourself. I'm interested to see what the seventh card will be on the reading, but yeah. So far, the energy inside this reading feels like you're not only coming to a huge sense of knowing who you are, but you're coming to the realization that you're at the front of the boat. You're at the front of the bobsled. You're at the front of the jet ski. Like, you're that, well, I don't know what it's called on a boat, but in like pirate times, they used to have like skull and crossbone holding onto like swords. I think it was to like waterway spirits or something like this. I don't know. There was so many different there's so many different what are they called, superstitions within history. It's funny. Anyway, I will move on. So in the expansion and passions position, I'm getting judgment. So within judgment, that is number 20 in the major arcana. Renewal, awakening, choices, self-realization, and reflection. Expressions and passions. So that judgment comes on the back of the Magician and Justice. It really feels like you took back your power. You've started installing boundaries. You've started being more fair with yourself, with reality. It's like you're giving yourself permission to just be who you want to be, because you know ultimately that being a copy of something else that's available within reality, it's a very hollow experience. So even like following the trend of like makeup or exercise or like, I don't know, following trends is like, I mean, the person who this reading is for, I think, is definitely ascended within their experience. I don't know what that means for you individually. Like, ascended could just mean that you're awake, right? Aware of your power with the Magician, but also not really overly expressive. It's more like a neutral expression with Libra energy coming through with the Justice. I mean, a Fucus energy does come through as well with the Magician there. Two snakes wrapped around each other, wrapped around a wand and a sword. And so I do feel like something that you've been working on the inside of your experience here with the Foundation. G'day, Anne. How's it going? You've been working towards something. You've been mastering a skill. This picture sort of here tells me about like culture, with this bird creating this nest like this. Like, obviously birds have culture. They are able to learn off of each other. I note that from watching magpie fledglings. The magpie fledgling will bounce around after the mother, and the mother will really give everything that it finds to the fledgling. So whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been manifesting for yourself or for your collective, I feel like if you're able to integrate the message inside these 9 cards, literally, finding your own power, recalling it, going on a personal adventure, following your passions, following your own excitement, allowing yourself to experience everything with a new perspective, a new attitude, a new outlook. It's where I sense you're becoming with the energy of the 3 of Wands. Now, the energy inside this card is growth, creativity, self-expression. Feeding from the Magician and the 10 of Pentacles, it's like your work life, your art life, it's just moving. It's just growing. You may be sort of at the center of your experience, with that being a 3. So 2 would be like early Aries, 3 would be mid Aries, and then 4 would be like stable Aries for me. Like holding it, stabilizing it. So this is like Aries, you're in the middle of your self-expression era. I guess you might be at the point where you're really putting down other people's needs, other people's desires. It's like you're here to do what you're here to do, so you're just going to continue moving in the direction you need to move in. You're not going to really hold yourself back. You're a leader. If anything, you know that you're leading yourself. You're leading your lowest self towards the future that you envision or have been given the vision of by your higher self. You're aware of reality and how it interacts with you more and more and more. And so, well, yeah, bottom of the deck, just because I looked at it, it's like you're giving yourself this Ace of Cups with this Three of Wands experience as well. So like passion mixed with joy. It's like the experience that is about to unfold on the outside of the first 9 cards, which, by the way, I forgot to say it before, you can use the first 9 cards to determine whether or not this full 22 card spread is for you. Essentially, the internal 9 cards will help me populate the reading with the external 12, as well as reading the final card, the 22nd card, which sits at the crown of the entire reading, balancing out the internal 9 and the external 12. So, all right, Spirit, can I please grab the transformation and power card, please, here? Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to guess that that goes there. All right. And then could I also have the career and reputation part? So if none of this resonated with you so far, my apologies. I know that not every message is for everyone, and so I don't intend to be or desire it to be for everybody. And so if you're going to separate from the live stream just now, I will post 2 playlists for you. If you're interested in where is the zodiac one? There. And then collective. If you are interested in seeing the offerings of my channel and are having difficulties navigating YouTube, reading segment activate. All right, this one here is for the collective readings that I do. So that's just any sign, any placement, any resonance. Take what resonates, obviously. And then my zodiac playlist, in case this star sign is not for you, is there. But all these things you can access from my channel description. Alright, okay, that's done. That's done. Should have done that before, but anyway. So if you're not a Cardinal, if you're not an Aries, a Cancer, a Libra, a Capricorn, that's fine. I've just linked a bunch to playlists that you can use to find yourself a reading. Otherwise, the next reading for today is already registered. I think that's at 2 o'clock, so I'll be seeing the fixed signs there next. So I'm just trying to pull the last 3 cards and then I'll continue. Any messages, any more messages on the inside of this reading before I move on to the external? So connecting the full energy to the mirror energy or the reflection energy with the lovers. I definitely feel like you're about to make a choice somewhere inside of your collective experience. Ooh, those candles got huge. Whoops. I forgot to trim the wicks of these ones, and so the fire is huge and I don't necessarily need these flames to be so massive. Sorry everyone. Don't look at my butt. there's nothing to look at anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank. Yeah. Ain't got no money in the bank. All right. That's too many cards, Spirit. Sorry. Just need 3. 3, please. Community and purpose. Connecting the energy of the Fool and the Lover. Sorry to go back to what I was saying. Literally, it's like you're moving into an era of stability within yourself. You're maybe, because we're still in Scorpio season. Yeah, Scorpio season's totally fixed. I mean, mutable energy. I'm taking anything upright because it's not shuffling out, so I haven't checked if there's anything in the upright yet. Sticky cards. Don't want to flip and pop. Okay. Subconscious and surrender, and then the top card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Oh my god. Literally though, that's 3 cards. I now only need 2. Like, I keep getting like more, like 1 more than I want. Yay! See? That's all I wanted. Thank you, Spirit. That's all I wanted, literally. Ooh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. Thank you, everyone, for waiting. So from here, I'm going to read 13 more cards, and then at the end of that, I'm going to open the floor. I'm only going to be going for 2 hours, or up until 2 o'clock, because I've got to go pick up my mum from work. So I do have to disappear for that. So fingers crossed I remember, actually. 2 p.m. mum. Whoops. All right. So 3 of Wands energy moves into the external part of the wheel, and I've got the 8 of Wands here. So at 1 o'clock, Aries, this is your station, or this is the station for self, identity, becoming. Here with the 3 of Wands, I actually sense that you're becoming somebody. Oh, this is not 3 of Wands, this is 8 of Wands. My bad. Okay, 8 Wands talks more to Sagittarius energy. I don't know. Maybe Cardinals, you guys are shifting your energy between even your focus. So maybe you're even focused on being more flexible at this time in the way that you present. You're moving in a different way. Maybe it's even more faster. Maybe it's like that's what happens when a Cardinal applies themselves through mutable energy. It's like the way that you're growing, the way that your creativity is just expanding, the way that you're able to express yourself at the moment, it's demonstrating that, like, what can stop you, what can slow you down with this sea eagle sort of flying through the arrows. It's like, where is your off button? Do you have one? And to Cardinal energy, I mean, as long as you're in your, like, the right environment, you're getting the right amount of food, you're getting the right amount of sleep, I feel like you guys can sort of just, like the Energizer Bunny, and I mean, I don't mean to advertise, but it's like never say die, right? And I mean, that just goes to show how much advertising there was in television when I was growing up. But yeah, it's never say die energy, and it is quick energy, and I do feel that the way that this is beginning the wheel on the back of 3 of Wands as well, like inside of the becoming, what is that add up to? An 11. So again, that's like justice again. So I don't know. I really do feel that's so interesting. Justice is measured as an 8 inside of this deck. I never really realized it because I just know that justice is 11. Cool. That must mean that strength is 11 then. Cool. Because I was going to say that you're expressing yourself in a way that's going to show like justice, but it doesn't actually add up to that in this deck. It actually adds up to strength. So you're coming out strong, Cardinals. whatever placement, whether it be earth, water, fire, or air, you're coming out strong. You actually are showing me through this reading that you're leading the way pretty quickly. You're stabilizing as you go. Moving towards 2 o'clock. Holy moly, yeah. With the 7 of Wands here. I don't know. This is very wand energy. For the Aries part of the reading, for the Aries quadrant of the reading, this reads really well. Lots of fire energy. It's like you're following your passion. Even with this card here, your passion is protected. You can continue self-expressing. So at the moment, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, I would say that if you're standing in the energy of expressing yourself, if you currently are an artist who is maybe getting out there on the streets and doing some busking on the corners of some busy streets. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but maybe you're selling your products. Maybe you're putting yourself out there more and more and more. I just want you to know that the energy inside of your values and your resources position are protected. The way that you have expressed yourself at the beginning of this reading, it's going to hold through, and it's going to move you through in a way that keeps you energetically aligned. It's going to keep you within a 10 of Wands experience, but it's not going to be like you're taking other people's burdens. You're actually focusing more on yourself, more on the energy that you want to see out in the world. And even it comes on the back of you having dug very deep into your experience and really drawing all of the gold, all of the light, all of maybe even sucking all of the shadows out of your past so that you can really express yourself in the future. Now, I will say that between the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands, I will say, because you had this protective experience, this 10 Swords that appears next, it does not feel painful whatsoever. Doesn't feel painful at all. I will read what it means in the upright and the reverse so you can take what resonates, but then I'm going to read it to you how I feel it comes through after this 7 of Wands, right? So in the upright, this can stand for pain, sadness, being stabbed in the back, stalling, rock bottom, or making excuses in the reverse. Now, you have 18 Pentacles here, which is the energy of the moon. I feel like you really did do some shadow work. You gave yourself time. You gave yourself space to find what was really sustaining you. You really didn't pull yourself away from connecting with the collective. You didn't stop connecting with the collective. You came, you participated, and you conquered yourself. You conquered yourself from a starting point or a midpoint of protection. You just had to continue expressing yourself, and maybe you continuing to express yourself is why this 10 of Swords completion energy comes through. And it is completion energy. I really don't feel like you had any pain through this experience. If anything, this was just the experience that was going to move you into the Court of Swords, or if anything, move you into the experiences of the Pentacle Court. Like, because you've already had so many Pentacle grounding integration moments inside of this wheel, which really the internal 9 is for you to know that those things are coming for you in your own time, at your own readiness, and then when you're ready to interact with the full scope of reality, these are the things that can unfold. So, I smell burning. Anyway, don't mind me. I just like had a full stress moment. I'm like, what the fuck is burning? What did I just burn? Fire! Where? Nowhere. All right. So, sorry, to give you the 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, communication and learning. You've gone through enough experiences that you can teach somebody a thing or two. I actually saw this Crown of Thorns the other day being recorded and put on YouTube, and someone was teaching people how to kill them from your reef. And so I feel like collectively we're coming to the overall awareness that we need to be doing more and more inside of our loved experiences, so that then we can maintain them. We can keep them going for the next generation. We can condense this 10 of Swords experience that we have had and offer it to people as an Ace of Swords. Really transmuting the energy even within these 3 cards, knowing that we could have been feeling like, oh, the world is really coming at me really fast. I don't know what to do. I'm locking away. I'm withdrawing a little bit. But then this withdrawing just feels overwhelming in terms of thought. I need to come back to the collective experience. This is really ultimately how I feel this first quadrant is going. You move through time, you move through reality at such a way that it gives you an experience. I don't know. It's almost like vertigo. It's like, whoa, what is next? And then it's literally like you have this conversation with spirit that's like, how can I keep moving from here to there, to there, to there? Like, where does this train get off? When do I stop riding this train? Where does the collective experience really hold me back from expressing everything that's inside of me to experience? Because maybe you are somebody who hasn't experienced it in your external before either. Maybe you're somebody who has been looking for what you offer to the reality to be showing itself inside the collective experience. And even though now we're moving to the Cancer, the emotional roots and the emotional foundation of the reading, we're still flicking wands. So another wand card that comes out is the 9. And the 9 of Wands literally stands for strength, completion, and determination. So I feel like by the point that this card comes out after the 10 of Swords as well, I feel like I was right in saying that this 10 of Swords experience was not painful. Not at all. If anything, that experience was mirroring something that occurred for you on the inside. You dug so deep, you did the shadow work so well that it was actually able to bring you an insight, bring you an amazing amount of confirmations and truth into your experience. And now that's why you may be more propped to be someone who communicates, somebody who teaches, or you may decide to move forward and then just live your life, plant your seeds, give yourself the experience that you're looking for. You're not really looking to the left or the right, you're in your lane. And I imagine like being inside of a toboggan, and a toboggan has a track. If my train goes off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, let's go. And yeah, Sagittarius energy again inside of the 9 of Wands, but this is the Cancer position. So ultimately I feel like here, if you stop and slow down, take a moment to recognize that yes, passion may be a fun expression, but being strong all the time, seeing things out to completion and having determination, they do have somewhat expiries. It's not as though you can continue, although that is contradicting how I felt at the beginning. You are never ending. So when you're able to really slow down and really focus on your like where you're going, that's when you're the never ending energy bunny. If you're focusing on what is happening on the outside, how people are interacting with the reality, and you're not, then you could actually by accident program yourself with cultural programming, cultural conditioning, and then you won't experience yourself. You won't actually present as yourself, and then that was the whole point. So if you're able to really continue, that was huge. If you're able to continue focusing on what your heart, mind, and soul want to do, your heart, mind, and spirit want to do in your here and now experience, keep working on making your reality as comfortable, as happy, as exciting, as difficult as you want. Literally, give yourself the paradoxical experience that you're looking for, and it will arrive at you. Release your expectations on reality, because everything that you're thinking about, everything that you're feeling, everything that you know is able to come towards you ultimately in the time that the universe perceives that you're ready to receive it. If you've got your hands full, if your hands are full of shopping bags, and then you get stopped by one of those people who's selling insurance or raffle tickets, it's like, well, really, are you going to go, oh, yes, I would love to give you, and then you've got all that shit in your hands, and like, I'm imagining someone going into their bag with their face and like, grabbing up their tap and going, and then it's like, thank you so much, can you just put it in like my bra or something? Like, those people annoy me, obviously. But anyway, it's like, you can become quite burdened at this point. If you take on the pressures, if you take on the literal burdens of others, the traumas of others into your experience, if you're allowing people to continue pouring out their emotional baggage into you, forcing you to nurture them, be sensitive around them, be protective of them, don't do that to yourself. Unless you're being paid as a carer, like, I don't know, that might be a little bit harsh. That might be a little bit like, I don't care. But ultimately, like, you're here to live your life. You're here to have your experience. If you don't live your experience, then who's going to live it for you? We're actually going to get another chance to come back and do what you want to do. It's like the image of retirement comes to mind. You must work for your lifetime, 38 to 40 hours a week, and then you accrue superannuation through your workplace, and then that superannuation will be what you use to retire. So then it's like you have a fund that gives you access during your retired life. And so you give yourself the ability to have the life that you desire by working as hard as you want to work, and so on. The interesting thing that I've always noted within a country, oh, now this is a bit political, but I don't really want to talk about that, Spirit. Just going to ground that energy real quickly. And come back to the Nine of Wands in the foundation. Yes, you may be a little bit excited with this Nine of Wands being high, but ultimately, I feel like you're really earthing your experience. So you're really connected with your passion, and you know that you can get carried away. So you're able to stop, you're able to rebalance, you're able to shift yourself back into the path that you were going in, and then you release again to Spirit. In the 5 o'clock position, I get the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords talks to objective, intelligence, communication. I sense that, yes, passions again may get in the way. Excitement may get in the way. The desire to fall in love with the experience all over again is an excellent takeaway. However, going into it fully, for love, for passion, for possessions, inside of the energy of the King, the Knight of Wands, will leave you feeling like you've overinvested. If you're starting things like relationships, if you're starting things like courses, really be sure that it's in alignment with what you want to study. I know that here in Australia, that's what I wanted to say, not the other part. You can get a HECS debt, so you can go and study, and then you can pay it off once you start working. So you can accrue thousands and thousands of dollars of debt, but at least you can start working as soon as you finish university. It's a really cool thing. I don't know that they give that opportunity to international students, but then if people are becoming Australian residents, then they can tap into it themselves as well. I definitely know that that's not something that is offered in all countries. For example, in Chile, if somebody passes away with debt, it's passed on to the family. Interesting note. So it's like, I was imagining I was about to go into university once upon a time, and then the world got hit by a global pandemic. I literally think the last one was like the plague. If not, it was like, I don't know, some kind of, I don't know. Anyway, I was about to go into university, and then the course that I was going to do was an arts degree. And then really lucky, I'm really glad that I didn't just complete an arts degree. When I do go to university to finish what I've started, I'm going to divert into a science so that I can actually do more with it. I feel like arts degrees, I don't know, something happened, and I guess it's different in different cities, right? We seem to be here in Melbourne more artistic, and so more arts degrees go out. Even the university that I was at had a huge performing arts section, and even like an opera room. Like, there was huge emphasis on art. But the way that I see it, if say 10,000 people go and get an arts degree, and then say there's 10,000 different arts degrees, right? There may be the way that you organize it. Like, you can literally choose any subject and do any subject that you want, and then basically make a degree out of it. And yeah, it'll cost you what it costs you, or if you've got, I don't know, if you're in a good spot, or your parents were in a good spot before you were born, then they can help you through that payment, right? I don't know what it's like in other countries, but here in Australia, you can literally study your whole life. And that's really cool. Like, you can keep getting, I'm sure there's a limit, but you can keep getting qualification after qualification. I'm sure that you need to pay it off eventually, and then eventually you'd be required to go and work in whatever you studied, obviously. But that's just the interesting thing about knowledge. And then looking back in times where we sort of kill knowledge, I don't know, where am I going with this? We're moving towards the Libra quadrant, and I do feel like the better we're able to look back in time, take our emotions out of it, and really look at it with passion, look at it with what excites us. This is sort of the university trail. If you apply that principle with your life, and it's maybe group 7 is more who's going to resonate with this than anybody else, but it's when you've got the ability to really see what is exciting for you, and just chasing it, not chasing it from a place of, oh, I want to be the best. Like, I do revert back to Pokemon a fair bit here on this channel. It's like, I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Boom, boom, boom. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. Do, do, do. I will travel across the land. Anyway, and then that movie, since I watched the movie that is like the different emotions inside of the head, and then that they become adults, and I think they made a second movie, or anyway. But anger makes it fiery, and sadness makes it cry, and happiness makes it golden. Anyway, as I grew up and I saw that, I was like, holy moly, all of those Pokemon that they're catching. And I was like, what? All those Pokemon that they're catching? Yeah, all those Pokemon that they're catching was my inner child. That's what the inner child wanted to say. And I'm like, what are you on about? It's like the experiences, the moments, they are the Pokemon. They are the traumas, they are the memories, they are the happiness, they are the this, they are the that. So it's like, what Pokemon are you holding on to? What Pokemon are you potentially holding on to that belongs to somebody else and was never yours? And what are you being called to move into the 5 o'clock position with creativity, with pleasure, with full awareness of your heart space? What are you being called to cut off clearly so that you can walk forward into your present here and now easily, even your future? Walk into your tomorrow if that's how you're walking into life. Be willing to draw on all of the experience of your life and realize that you have so much value and potential within you. You just need to drop some Pokeballs. You need to let some experiences go. You need to realize that the world is not against you. You are one individual that is on the other side of a screen. I am one individual that is on the other side of a camera. There are I don't know how many billion people. Like, fathom that. Try and count to 7 billion. I dare you. Do it as a YouTube thing, maybe. Like, just sit there on a live counting. I don't know how long it's going to take you to get there, but seriously, that's how many people there are. So if we were all on this platform expressing ourselves as we desired, expressing ourselves, expressing our intelligence, showing our creativity, giving our creativity up to the collective experience so that we can then resonate with something that's coming back from the collective experience. Literally knowing that everything we're doing is protected by our own desire. We know that other people may not have the same amount of passion to fulfill, to achieve in the same way. Oh, excuse me, sorry. In the same way that you can, because you're the one that has the dream. Even if somebody steals your dream, FFS, like, don't think that you can't compete with that person who started a competition with you. Literally, shut them down with your fire. Shut them down with your ability to start in a new way. Start in a way that brings balance to your reality, to your collective. You don't need to compete with people. There is no competition. And if you perceive competition inside of your reality, take a look at why you're perceiving competition in your reality. There's something inside of you. There is a Pokemon that you're holding on to that you need to let go of. And right now in the back, I've got my Snorlax there. Snorlax, if you know anything about Snorlax, that used to be the vibe that I used to love living in. I was so given up with reality. I had given up on the social justice system. I'd given up on people altogether. I'd given up on police, nurses, doctors, all of them. They were all in the same category for me. Shadow workers. Why? Because doctors really, and then this is like a personal tangent that I'm going on, and I don't really want to go on it, but yeah. Find out what best practice is and see how that changes via practicing on people. And yeah, it's really interesting. The more language that you become aware of, the more like legalese, the more healthcareese that you're aware of, you really begin to notice, especially here in Australia. I guess in America, you have to pay for everything that you want. But here in Australia, they go off a best recommendation for you. And that's why you can get many opinions. So really, ultimately, if you get a doctor in another country that maybe you pay for per surgery, if you get a doctor that literally doesn't know what they're doing, they may be graduated within 12 years, I don't know, you're really putting your life in somebody else's hand to do their best practice on you. They're just practicing their best skills on you. And so really, when you sign that waiver of all of the information that's going to happen, so when you get put under and the risk to your life and your heart and your lungs and all of the things, like it's like, this is why my channel is all about bringing subconscious practices into awareness so that then we can realize, why do my fruit and vegetables that's coming from the supermarket not have seeds anymore? What does that genetically modified organism lack that the original one had? Why don't I get seeds inside of my fruit and vegetables? What does that mean to the nutrient value? What does that mean for me, who was perceiving that I was getting this amount of vitamin C, perceiving that I was getting that amount of acid inside and balancing it out with different things? Like, there is a huge amount of disassociation between understanding and really like life. Like, we don't have professional language translating inside of the collective experience, because more and more and more I'm recognizing we're putting up paywalls. We're hiding things behind the fact that we had to pay for it, so we're charging the rest of the world. These paywalls are only gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then eventually the societal split is going to be too obvious. We're going to recognize, oh, the unhealthy people are literally the people that are not able to compete with the people that recognize patterns and agendas and follow the trends, right? And so then it's going to be a huge case of we're going to split back into 12 tribes. I don't even know what I'm talking about here, but if you followed along with this message, it comes on the back of you recognizing that you're on a celestial mission. You're here as a soul to do what you're here to do. And because you've fixed yourself inside of your own reality, you're stable. At 6 o'clock, your service or the refinement that you can do comes out as the Page of Cups. I feel like you actually are being called to be like a healing messenger, somebody that spreads wisdom, whoever this message is for. You go through your reality and you just pour out into the experience. You're this full energy from the beginning of the reading. You move and you shift and you shake and you give yourself the utmost ability to express as you desire, as you are. And you're somebody who is absolutely available to correction. You take correction very well. You move differently as soon as you realize, oh, that was a bit wrong. Because you're somebody who knows your power. You're somebody who knows that the power of your choices, the power for you to balance and look and leap the way that you want to, this is how you're going to continue moving throughout your reality. You're getting this success in your external reality. You're going to continue finding external success if you give yourself permission to follow the mandate that is on your life. Yes, be Delulu if you need to be. Get in line with Spirit. Get in line with the Heavenly Father, with the Holy Spirit, with the Divine Mother. Give yourself the most opportunity to be present in the here and now so that you can be this fish that swims inside of the school and completely feeds the experience with all of the love and the healing that you experienced on the inside. I know that this can be a bit of an objective if you've got a family, if you have little ones, if you have a career, If you have a second job, a third job. But you as the healer at this point, 6 o'clock, I feel like if not you, then who? And within this energy, it is mutable as well. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You may actually meet somebody who reminds you or gives you the message that they're going to become the healer in your world. Like, it's however it feels, because this is really just ultimately messenger energy. And then within this, I do get Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, really. Could be any of them. You could be one. This is the cardinal reading, so it could really be the Cancers, but it could also be Scorpio, Pisces. It's because you chose yourself. So that Page of Cups comes on the back of the Lovers. You love yourself enough that you know your boundaries, you know your energetic boundaries. You can work all the way to those energetic boundaries and you stop. You know your path, you know your life, and you give yourself the experience that you want to have, need to have. You know why you came here. And if you don't, keep following your dreams, keep following your interests, keep following your passions, and you will arrive there. So I will move on and away from the Cancer quadrant of this reading. This is the bottom half of the reading. And so moving into Libra, 7 o'clock on the clock. Oh, wow. Okay. So you go from this, I'll say, very mutable sort of energy within the Page of Cups to then mutable energy again within Libra. So I feel like you're about to do some kind of balancing work, Libra. It may not even be Libra. It doesn't need to be Libra. Sorry, I've said that way too many times and I can't stop. 7 o'clock talks about relationships and reflection. And so Page of Pentacles ultimately is, again, a messenger that could be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Take what resonates. The energy inside of this card would have been good at the base or even at the Capricorn part of the reading, but it doesn't matter. You actually may have taken the opportunity to study something. You may have been determined to finish it no matter what. It may have been something that you needed to do to start an opportunity. Either that or you're following your own path and a message is about to come through to you to do those things. Spirit, this is a cardinal reading. That part doesn't make sense to me. Six. Okay. From the reflection internal to the reflection external and the relationships. G'day, everybody. I forgot to say good day before. I don't know, actually. How are you, Shirley? Tarek, Sherry, ICLSE? I don't even know how to say that. I don't know how to say that. Oh, cool. Did you enjoy it? I'm still working on what JP told me to work through, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was like, holy moly. Oh, well then that person's talking pig Latin and then they want me to, like, what? Yeah, see? Anyway, I'll continue here. 7 o'clock, the relationships, the reflection, on the back of you having the lover's experience on the inside. It tells me that you're ready. You're either ready to go out and seek something new in the real world. It could have something to do with finding a love, finding a passion, making a decision that's in alignment for you. But I do feel like by this point, it's coming across as you've tried something for the collective and now you're going to do it for yourself. Because I did get the Page of Cups first and then this Page of Pentacles comes out next. And so you may have been somebody who was working in an industry where you were very others-centric, very others-focused. You gave others majority of your attention, time, care, and compassion. And so maybe you've reached some kind of fatigue where you're needing to look after yourself more and more and more. That's that energy of the Page of Pentacles, more with the cricket eating the sun. It's like you recognize the patterns that are occurring for you within your reality, and you're just moving in a way that's honoring yourself. You plant seeds along the way, knowing that you can come back at the end of the cycle. It's like if you set a path for yourself in the day along the way, then you will... You coming back to experience it on a day-to-day basis, you coming back and having that experience whenever you desire again, especially if it's a desirable experience. Ooh, baby, I love the way. Trying so hard not to look at the next card before I talk. All right. So the Hierophant. Damn. This is the 8 o'clock. This is the transformation. This is the power. You've become... You've become some kind of spiritual leader. You've become some kind of spiritually enlightened. You brought balance. I don't know. Because I'm looking at the Justice card there. You brought justice to a situation. You brought balance to a situation that maybe was never going to work out. All odds may have been against you kind of energy. I don't know. It feels like you were never going to give up though. You may have been contacted by your ancestors. You may have had somebody who recently passed that revealed some kind of key information to you. I don't know how it's going to resonate for you, but that download is like when the messages come, you're going to recognize them, and that's going to be the moment that you can decide if your life will change or if it will remain the same. If it's going to continue to be the pattern that it has been already. Because times are changing, things are moving, things are shaking. Energy really doesn't want to stay stuck anymore. It is more willing to move about and play about however it wants. Especially if you're not willing to walk in alignment, you will get that karmic blockage and you will have to learn the lesson pretty quick. I mean, that's something that continues on and on and on and on and on. So, the Hierophant also talks to Tauran energy, fixed sign there. So if your transformation is a period of time where you're actually going to give yourself a break, because Scorpio as well is fixed energy. Fixed energy talks more to stability, persistence, determination, and loyalty. So Cardinals, if you're needing to express some kind of slow, some kind of maturity in your experience, express it for yourself first, is what I really want to say there. Don't express it for others. Don't give your spirituality away. Just be your spirituality. Like, live it. Exist as it. Like, more often than not, it's like the people that have to tell you what they are or what they do, it's like, okay, well, you've told me that you do that now. That's sort of like grooming. I mean, that's a bit extreme, but it's sort of like coercing people to believe you before you even express that you've done anything in alignment with that. Like, it's like, I'm the boss here. I'm the boss here. Well, maybe on paper. But if you have to keep telling everyone, I'm the boss here, I'm the boss, well, are you? And by the same token, if you have to bully everyone in your experience to be like, you better respect me as the king or the queen, it's like, well, are you? What are you so afraid of? Why is that your narrative that comes out of your mouth? That you need to be recognized as the king or the queen? Like, I get that already as Cardinals, you guys are like at the front of the energy, but Whew, that was a weird tangent. I feel like I was talking about kings and queens of like culture. It's like, do you recognize that by the time the culture changes in 5 to 10 years, by the time the next culture comes through, it's like your relevance is going to be limited to how far you reached people internally, how far you were willing to experience something more than just your own expression. Which is, I guess, why celebrities have the most confusing lives to me. It's like they live inside of the public forum, but they want privacy. Those two things are like contradicting. They don't really make sense to me in the same sort of sentence. It's like me, when I first freaking started being on YouTube, I had my Facebook and my Instagram on private. I'm like, why am I on YouTube then? Like, what am I scared of? Why am I scared of being who I am too? So then I stopped. I was like, okay, well, my Instagram can go on public. That's fine. I don't really stress too far about that. But my Facebook, yeah, I can keep that to a closed circle of people that I actually know in my life and I've met and I've hung out with. Not people that are just from work or people that I've met along my travels, because I find those people are on their own sort of journeys as well, and we don't all need to connect in the way that we used to once upon a time. Like, I recognize that I'm a 35 turning 35-year-old man. I can recognize that Scott Pilgrim vs. the World movie. I can recognize that if I had done a little bit more shadow work, then maybe I wouldn't have been in so many different relationships with so many different people, men, women, and I really wouldn't have wasted my own time. I wouldn't have wasted their time. There wouldn't have been trauma exchanges. There wouldn't have been the experience then henceforth from those experiences of trauma bonding. It would have been a pure of heart experience from there. But I had no idea about shadow work because I was hanging out with Christians and they don't do shadow work. They literally just give everything to God. Like, it's well, I don't mean to dishonor or disrespect them as a collective, but externalizing God is literally like you, and it's stupid to me. And I don't mean any disrespect because I still do pray to Yehovah, and so it's fine. Even Yahweh, I communicate with both of them, whether we're talking Abrahamic or modern day canon, Catholic, Christian, Vatican. There's a few variations of the flavor of God inside of the Bible as well, but you recognize that once you've read it, the Old Testament is really an adaptation of the Torah, and so we, the Gentiles who read the Old Testament, are not necessarily learning anything that's relevant to us, but we're being made aware of the constraints that were placed on the people of the time, who were literally people who escaped Egypt with all of these kinds of lessons inside of them and actually got captured. Oh, it's a whole mother thing that it's like, oh my gosh, like literally, if you're aiming to be just like a temporary influencer, whatever, it's like, do you recognize that the amount of work that you're going to have to continue to do if you continue to change who you are is literally going to be reflective of like this shapeshifter energy, and then you're never going to be anything. You're going to sit at the end of your career having been so many different things. And I mean, that's a great objective to have too. Have a long resume with lots of skills, and I mean, I did that. But you know what? People actually have a problem with it. And then it's like, well, I'm sorry that you're angry that I've got ADHD. It's like, don't get so upset that I've got a disorder. It wasn't easy on my side of the resume either. I had to go through a bunch of different experiences where I wasn't happy. I had to go through a bunch of different faiths, a bunch of different spiritualities where I wasn't happy. And then I eventually had to walk away from all of them, release them all back to source, universe, and say literally with my hands open, like, I give up. I give up on my species, because literally all it seems to do is collect gold and silver and other expensive rocks from the ground and sell the waste products to me as a consumer. And I don't want to consume. I think that nature smells beautiful. I would rather know how to make my own perfumes from lavender isolates, rose isolates, sandalwood isolates, Palo Santo isolates. I would love to learn how to extract different smells from the experience that I have in my 3D. I would love to not externalize or put things down to subconscious processes so that then I am having to pay a branded person to make what I want to wear for me. I don't even know what bloody tangent I'm on, but meh. I hope someone's resonating with it, because otherwise no one will be there when I look over at the screen. There's 7 of you here, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I just hope people do resonate with this. Like, people, the message that I feel like I come here to YouTube to express is, it's time to leave the building. It's time to leave the structure. It's time to rely on yourself. Like, I don't know what in the world is happening fully geographically, like around the world politically, but it feels energetically like we are literally, if you don't have self-control by this point, good luck. Like, that's how it feels. Like, because it's only going to get worse once. Anyway, can I step away from that, please, Spirit, and just go back to the reading? Sorry, everyone. There's a bit of resistance on the masculine side. I'm going to guess that it's me. Give me a minute. I need to breathe. Is that true? I feel like men have it worse. I didn't pop out until 34. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so sorry. That was a bit of a tangent. That was a bit of energy that I had to work through. Pull my eagle boy. Oh, I didn't do the Palo Santo. I don't even have my bracelets on. No wonder my energy's freaking whack, bruh. Oh, black to see, tigers to clear, amethyst to protect, rose quartz to feel, and amethyst to close. Everything else is good. Ooh, hematite, selenite, picture jasper, I don't know, coral, or blue agate, something like that. Crystal. Oh no, I just waxed my crystal. I just waxed my crystal. That is funny to me. Sorry. Wow. All right, where did this come from? Ooh, baby, I love the way every day, yeah. I wanna be with you night and day, yeah. Oh, I wanna be with you night and day. Yes, I do, baby. Oh, all the way. All right. When you try your best and you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired, but you just can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. Light will guide you home. And ignite your love, and I will try to fix you. All right, so we go from the 8 o'clock to the 9 o'clock, the Sagittarius, or the expansion and belief position. This position here comes out as Three of Pentacles. So you go from being fixed to mutable in this energy, this position. This is more mutable and more flexible. Being cardinal, the way that I perceive it, the way that I feel it, when a cardinal energy applies itself through mutable lens, its speed is sometimes enhanced. And so here at this point, through the expansion and belief, whatever it is that you see inside of your experience, whatever it is that you have been believing, whatever it is that you've been manifesting, it's time to go out and connect with people to do the work to actually manifest that into your 3D reality. I'm talking to people who will have the vision board, but they don't go out and do the actual work. They don't go out and interact with their collective. They don't go out and find the opportunities, create the opportunities by asking questions, by getting answers, literally creating the opportunity for themselves, giving themselves the chance to meet new people, to work inside of teams, to gain skills, to literally progress, to cooperate with spirit, with creator, with God, and actually see what is inside your heart to bring out to the external reality be a thing. But it requires you to be at that exact place and time that you see in your heart. Being there at that exact time and place, like literally, that's all you have to do, because the opportunity that you know is coming for you will come to you when you act in obedience, when you move knowing that the reality that you see, perceive, desire is already calling back to you. You just have to show up, literally. Just show up and watch what happens. Watch what happens when you come to the experience in everything that you are. You're not trying to hide anything. You're not trying to pretend to be anything. You're just showing up. Well, I'll tell you what comes next with the final cardinal. Oh, wow. The career and reputation position, 10 o'clock on the clock, Capricorn as the representer here. This is death, so this is Scorpio energy. To go back to the Hierophant, I feel like if they were interchangeable and this position here was reflective of that, like literally. This part might be a bit specific, so it might only be for a few people, but ultimately what I'm feeling is there is some kind of call to get a second job or a side hustle or something. There is the call to actually trust that you have been through the cycles enough to actually give yourself a new experience. If you're somebody who constantly has the personal narrative story of woe is me, why is the world happening to me, you're not really sitting in like an ascended Capricorn energy. You're not really moving in any kind of groundedness, practicality. Like you're not even starting anything that's worth finishing by this point. So if you give yourself a proper closeout, if you don't hold on to the experiences that were too painful at the opposite end of this spectrum, I talk about being there with the 9 of Wands immediately after the 10 of Swords. If you actually let those traumatizing experiences, look, I'm not saying they're going to be traumatizing, but whatever. Anything can become a trauma. Your refusal to work on it, focus it, shift the energy within you into something that is more usable, or actually process it so that it's no longer inside your experience. That's what I'm sensing is needed by 10 o'clock on your clock, wherever you are at the timeline, right? If you give yourself a refresher in your career, maybe you already are like the CEO UFO of the company. Like maybe you're already at the top and you're just earning like royalties by your investment or your sale point. Like whatever it is, know that new opportunities will come to you. And if you're a cardinal, you're being somewhat called in a new direction, going back to that 8 of Wands, like things don't feel like they're comfortable. Things feel like they're more competitive than necessary. Give yourself the opportunity that you need to go through this death, have a rebirth, whatever it is. If you're experiencing this as loss, as endings, go through it. Let go of what no longer serves you. Change into the human being, the human experience that you desire of yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to be new, be transformed by even your own internal judgments, which you arrived at quite well. Because literally, again, I just remind you, you came from the Magician and Justice on the inside. You have the ability to see what needs to be changed, and you also have the ability to not change things if you want. And so by that point, it becomes a choice. By you choosing not to go through this experience, these axolotls and even yourself, you don't live forever. So you will continue to accrue. Maybe this is finances, maybe this is family, maybe this is friends, whatever it is. And then until you're willing to really shift it and shake it into something new for yourself, all the old energy that is attached to you remains attached to you. When you choose to walk through a portal of your own making, a rewriting of yourself, like giving yourself the opportunity to show up a different way, instead of you appearing as this, maybe rain cloud. I'm seeing Wednesday. I don't know why, because I love Wednesday, but like seeing the difference between Wednesday and her roommate, like sunshine, flowers, and rainbows on one side, and then like spiders, black fingernails, black lipstick, orchestral kind of pantomime. Pantomime on one side and then like gothic mime on the other. I love it. I love the contrast. But that's sort of the experience that I'm feeling is what is being called for you, Capricorns, or any of the other cardinals that are resonating with this. You are somewhat already working with somebody that's going to give you the pathway forward. And then when you decide to walk through this doorway for yourself, when you actually have that rebirth, just know you're going to come back at 11 o'clock with a Ace of Swords, a collective truth. The energy within this is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, right? There's going to come a point inside of your experience that literally clarity just begins to be the consequence of you going through at that death point, at that rebirth point, at that transformation point. You give yourself the opportunity to really only take away with you what was for you. Literally, this is opposing. So this is the 11th position and this was the 3rd. You actually did get your ascension moment. You actually did get your completion, and it may have taken till 11 stops here. But what's 11 minus 3? That turns into a 9. 11, 10, 9, 8. It turns into an 8. You really, if you didn't choose to elevate, like Capricorn, I'm glad that this came out in your quadrant. If you didn't let go of what you've been holding on to, maybe it is a career, maybe it's a path that you're going down that's not necessarily meant to be for you. I don't know how this is going to resonate for you, Capricorn, but ultimately, until you decided to have that transformation, you were sitting in this energy. You were sitting inside of the 10 of Swords energy, and it was a constant. You went through that death. You had that rebirth. You came back as the magician internally. You literally maybe actually had to balance out your own assertiveness, and then even your ability to receive had to become into check so that then you could be receiving what was for you, even laying down judgments, because judgment is a form of actually putting space and distance between your manifestations. You judging something means that it can't arrive at you because you're holding energy between it. You're actually holding the energy, the same so lack and abundance, I wouldn't be surprised if they vibrate at the same frequency. The only difference is perception. And I feel like everything is this weird spectrum of perception. So ultimately, again, I'll say take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But you being willing to go through that transformation is ultimately what brought you to this Ace of Swords at the 11th stop here. Community and purpose, you are going to be someone who communicates clearly, effectively, assertively, with this magical manner about you, with this magical presentation. You just are fully embodying your own power. And if you wanted to, you could be a judgmental person as well. You've gone through enough experiences that you know enough about the human experiences, but about the human expression, that you don't have to tolerate BS from anybody. You don't have to sit in rooms that don't resonate with you. You don't have to go back to this experience of, oh, I'm less than everybody else. You literally are the most when you give yourself the opportunity to be that. You're expressing as somebody who's at like a band 20 here, right? So relax. Just know that the reality that's unfolding for you is gonna fully unfold for you at the time that you let go, that you release, and you just start everything that you want to start, and maybe let go of the things that are too burdensome for you to keep putting energy into, right? What is the last card here, Spirit? Thank you. So strength at the end, inner power, persistence, courage, persuasion. You literally close out the subconscious and surrender, 12 o'clock on the clock, the legacy that you're leaving behind. It's strength. People who look towards you are going to see maybe a generational strength, a blessing that can be passed down through your experience to every other person that comes into contact with the experience thereafter. So I'm hoping that whoever this message is resonating with, I hope that you're writing that book. I hope that you're writing that course. I hope that you're talking about the ideas that you need to perfect so that you can get those previous two things that I just talked about done. Because you don't know how many hours there are left in your lifetime, even though you can be sure that you've got the rest of today. If you're with me, you're with me. So you've got the rest of this moment to continue expressing yourself with utmost freedom. There's nothing holding you back. We have seen a reading here that goes through all of the phases of experience that you could encounter, whether it be emotional, watery, overburdened, even not enough. You were willing to go through the experience one way or another, and you came out strong like a running horse. Cancer is where I'm talking to here. You nurtured what you needed to. You became sensitive to what you needed to become sensitive to. You harmonized your experience for the sake of having a positive experience altogether. You started again when you needed to start again. You didn't hold on to old ideals because that's what was keeping you stuck inside of this defensive, inside of this offensive energy that you constantly needed to be starting in the way of rebuilding from a place of brokenness. No, I don't believe that. You ending on strength and then moving to the Eight of Wands tells me that once you actually integrated the Capricorn message, the way that the Capricorns may be moving at the moment, closing out cycles and starting ones that are actually relevant, exciting to themselves, that's the world that I see we're moving into. We're moving into a world that literally people will be following their own hearts, their own desires, and making sure, wow, bottom of the deck was the Seven of Cups. So literally, as long as you don't walk towards temptations, as long as you're not living in a full-on delusional fantasy, please, 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 choose yourself. If you are at a 7, it means that you've gone through the 6. You've had that nostalgic moment. You may have been tempted to go backwards, but don't go back. Don't look back. Don't look to your side. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim, swim. La, 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 la. I like to swim. Choose yourself. Allow yourself to stay inside of a 7 or a 9 experience, and you will be working on yourself. Move towards an even number, and then you're inside the collective. Here, it's you to choose. It's not you choosing something or something choosing you. It's you to choose. At the top of this reading, starting from the Fool, ending on the 7 of Cups, whatever it is, however it is that it's showing up for you inside of your reality, your experience, literally, well done, Cardinals. Well done for everything that you've done. Literally, well done. Good and faithful servant is like the language that comes out there. Well done. You've started enough. Now, can you see something through to the end? Can you get that certificate? Can you get that tenure? Can you graduate to the new field? Can you finish your apprenticeship? Can you become a fully fledged artist? Can you believe in yourself enough to actually show up as yourself? Well, I don't know. You tell me. I feel like it is possible, but you have to make the right choice. You have to be willing to go back and look at what actually brings you joy, free energy for you to move with and use as a source. I see the potential. I see that you could literally nurture this boldness within yourself, literally charm yourself almost to remain practical within your own life and just continue following your vision, being the leader that you want to see in the world, expressing yourself beautifully through initiative, and then closing out all of your actions with such clear decisiveness of knowing exactly where you want to go and knowing exactly what can't come with you. Zodiac Cardinals. She was your reading. That was your reading. That was fun. That was a lot. An hour and 38 minutes. Hooly dooly. I've literally got 21 minutes to do a couple of readings, maybe. And then we'll get to it. So, thank you anybody who has caught this live. I appreciate you. Thanks for the chit chat. I have read the 20-second card now, so I will scroll back and try and say hello to everybody. But yeah, that was the 22 card spread. Please, if anything resonated, leave a like. That lets me know to keep doing stuff in that alignment. Otherwise, I sort of swap out to do something else, obviously. If you want to let me know what resonated exactly, you can leave me a comment, or you can look at my channel description and find my email. Can message me through that. Oh no! Is there a pussycat here? Don't get my birdies! You don't get my birdies! Poos! Poos! No. No birdie, sorry. My email is in my description, channel description, so please head on there. To everybody who has subscribed, we are over 700 subscribers. Well done. Like, to all of you, literally, you must be choosing yourself. Like, you must be people who literally choose themselves. Because that's literally all I've been talking about. Like, choosing yourself and giving yourself the most opportunity to experience and receive everything that you desire to experience and receive. So to everybody who's hit subscribe and is following along for the journey, thank you for doing that. Thank you for chilling out with me. Thank you for hanging out with me as I continue to expand on this channel too. Like, tarot is something that's just sort of that was my first idea. Next year I'm going to be doing something completely different, maybe, or maybe I'll be doing the same thing. I don't know. I don't really want to go insane, so I've been thinking about getting into music next. I mean, I've got all of the equipment to actually MIDI play and the little keyboard to actually do it. I've got the laptop, I've got my headphones, I've got a microphone, like I've got the things. I just, I don't know how to do it, so I've downloaded Fruity Loops, and yeah, anyway. To everybody else who's going to hang out for a reading, thanks for hanging out till the end. If you please put your star sign and your favorite angel number, or your favorite card that was read today in the reading, that will give me a starting point. Otherwise, if nobody wants a reading, the next reading that I will be doing after this reading, the next live is a fixed live. So if you are a member of the fixed collective, so that is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, your reading's coming up next. This reading here was for the Cardinals. I will admit that this reading, this sort of format, is not for the beginners. So anybody that does want to know about person 3 or third party, I'm not the right reader for you. I do apologize. In terms of my philosophy and my offerings here, if you can prove to me that that person exists on this little interaction that we have, then I'd be happy to read their energy for you. But based on some philosophies, I can only really prove that you're there because there's feedback, and you can only really prove that I'm here because there's feedback. And so if you're looking for feedback with a third party, go and have that feedback with them. I'm not the one. But I do wish you well in all of your endeavors with other people. But that's not what we're here doing together. So yeah, I appreciate everybody that hangs out and chats and likes and has subscribed and comments. Like, this whole YouTube journey is a awesome game. If you're ever wanting to get into it, you should, because especially if you're ADHD, there's a bunch of different goals that you can track, and it's literally a little bit addictive. So I'm going to go into the chat, and then yeah, I will probably only have time to do 1 or 2. So magic is all around us. Shirley's my friend. She's been hanging around for about nearly 2 weeks now, I reckon. Or I don't know, maybe even more. Maybe like 4 weeks, Shirley. Wow. Empress, I don't know if you're still here. Anne-Marie, Cara Stevenson, hello. Juan Nguyen retracted. That's weird. Anyway. I don't know what that means. Anyway. Sherry said, history, English, communications are all art degrees. I got my BA and MAs in, and then I got chronically ill and had to take a break. See? That sucks. Like, and it's your degree. You've got to pay for it. It was your responsibility. It was like your commitment. So yeah, tacky. Yes, she went. Shirley went through to say hello to JP. He's awesome. Maybe I should bring this over here because you're all looking at my slide face. Red, red wine. All right. If you are in the chat and you want to know about my playlists, there's 2 playlists that you can look at if you don't know how to find my channel description. And one will give you general collective messages and the other one will give you zodiac messages. Just look for the emojis. That should give you the most insight into all of that. Totally resonating. Thanks, Sherry. Grateful you are. Colorado, true. You resonate. Thank you. Your head doesn't pop out until you're after 20. No, I just think boys are slow. Like, I don't know. Women, I don't know. I don't know fully about gender and all of that anyways, but it's just like, boys have the energy to try it. Like, the F around and find out kind of it. That's, like, to me, is just like, even tomboys can feature that. I get it. Like, gender is really, like, it's just a construct that we use to sort of try and explain reality, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what am I trying to say? The people who find out have more fun anyway, so whatever. Your cat... Oh, that's why I copy and paste things, because I just don't know. We've got the magic in us. Deborah Will.I.am. She's a Leo. That's all good. All right, Sherry, let's get you read. Sherry is a Capricorn, Sun, Gemini rising, Taurus moon. Ooh, I don't know. There's a few decks calling out to me for you, Sherry. Ooh. Both the mother and the father of air wanted to come out. So the King and Queen of Swords. The one card that did come out was temperance or balance, peace in this, justice. I am the judgment. I am the acquittal. So the way that I read this, just prior to the Capricorn position, the expansion and belief position within this reading, 3 of Pentacles. So the energy within these 2 cards for you in your past energy tells me that you've brought either balance or peace. You've been somebody who has been able to stand as maybe a moderator, intermediary, somebody who manages people's, I don't know, it's like you either work around or live around a lot of people who externally process. And so you've been either the balancing energy between all that, or you've literally been like, nope, we're going in this direction now, like when people get too carried away in their own thing. In your current position, I'm seeing harvest. So the energy inside of your current energy is very much generous. It is very much generous in the way that maybe a Tauran might be able to be generous, somebody who has a garden of their own, somebody who fills their own cup and doesn't let their cup run empty. It's the energy of somebody who knows their path and is willing to walk it, knowing that they can close out cycles as often as they need to, and they don't need to see the end of a cycle to know what's coming. Like, you've got experience inside of your current reality that tells me that you're moving forward towards a collective experience that's more enjoyable, more in alignment with your own desires, more in alignment with your own dreams, and it's something that hopefully will be more in alignment with your truth. We'll see what the third card is, your future card, but yeah, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And I got 3 cards. So the trickster is at the bottom, that's the magician energy. So bottom of the deck energy coming out with that. It's like, if you've done the internal work to embody your own inner power, to give yourself the ability to see what you want and chase after it, literally manifest your reality, use up your resources exactly as you need to, knowing that you can move towards what you want easily because you've got all the resources around you. You've got everything around you. So your future energy really reads as Queen of Water, the Fool, and the Moon. You may have to go through some kind of hard experience. I don't know if it's going to be a woman. It could be a divine feminine. It could even just be you coming to realize who you are as an individual. Sherry, I don't even know if you're here, but if you continue to pour into your own cup, if you continue to share your experience with honesty, with humility, with peace, with faithfulness, knowing that you can close out cycles and begin them again at your own time, in your own pace, in your own way. That was really the beginning card here, starting with the Fool. Whether you're at the first or second step of your journey, just keep going. Just know that everything that is for you will be experienced because you've got it inside of you to experience it already. You just have to wait for reality to present it to you. Oh, and with the Moon coming out, this was in the upright. I feel as though if you do perceive any secrets or illusions in your future, even if you feel like there's mystery, slow down enough, release fear, allow yourself to heal, self-soothe, trust your intuition, trust yourself, trust that you've gone through enough experiences, Sherry, that ultimately when you get to the end of your experience, you're going to be pretty happy. Like, you will have had so many different experiences, collected so many different Pokemon that you won't be somebody that's bothered by anybody else. And so, yeah, that was the energy inside of your reading, Sherry. Is there anybody else? Just put your star sign and your favorite card from the reading. And yeah, that'll be the way that I give the reading. Fingers crossed that resonated with you, Sherry. But yeah, that was your reading. Thank you. Two of Wands, three of Air, 2, 3, 2, 3. Yep. All right. So I've got about 8 minutes. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know that that's long enough. Maybe I'll just catch you on the next one. High Priestess comes out, Two of Air comes out. Yeah, that feels pretty good to me. So thank you to the 451 of you who tuned in today. Thank you to the 17 of you that left a like. I appreciate it. We got up to 10 concurrent viewers, which is cool. And then, yeah, average view was 1.4. I'm fascinated by the numbers, guys. You guys are outdoing yourselves, and I'll find out once I end this stream how many people were actually subscribers. So thank you to everyone who came through. Thank you to everyone who came back. Thank you to everyone who participated. I know that I only got to do one energy reading, but I will be back 3 more times today. So if you didn't get one just now, just know that you can get one next time. And if you don't get one at any of those times, just know you can come back tomorrow. If you're really persistent on one of the readings and want another one, you can just comment on it. And if I've got time and energy on the 2nd and 4th day, I'll appear for you. But yeah, it's all dependent on what people actually want to see. I don't really want to flood myself or drain myself too much, but yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate you, and I look forward to catching you all on the next one, which will literally be in like 20 minutes. So, yeah. Thank you very much. I'm at the hour and 52 mark. I'll leave you with the message of the star, which is literally be happy, enjoy your spirituality, have faith, have hope, and enjoy the good fortune that's coming towards you, because you really have put in the work and you deserve it. So thanks, everyone. I hope you have a good afternoon. And yeah, feel free to email me. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm going to go pick up my mum, and I'm really sorry if I'm late, but I will be back, and I can stay later on the very last session. So if you need to come hang out then, or if you want to come hang out then, just know everybody at that session will get a reading that wants one. So yeah. All right. I should go, but yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate you. I'm going to leave all of this here like this. Going to turn off my candles, and then I'm going to go. All right. Bye. Down under, and keep being good, or just be good at it, right? Bye.